Hi, it's Felicia here, along with all my babies who I think are trying to take a nap. They're just so cute. Yeah, I wanted to pop on today and chat about essentially dreaming again. I don't know if this is going to make sense until I kind of fully articulate what I'm trying to say, but essentially, I feel like when I was 18, I had so many dreams and ambitions and all this big stuff I wanted to do. I wanted to live here and there and do all this. I don't know. I just had like a ton of dreams and I wasn't afraid to not do them. Like part of the fun was just making up the dream, the excitement of imagining myself in a different state, I guess. And I feel like I completely lost that as I got into my early and mid 20s, and I feel like I'm just now starting to get that back again. And I realized the dreams I had when I were 18 were not in my highest alignment. They were in the alignment of plane tickets because I just wanted to travel, which isn't bad by any means, but it was just really unrooted. I didn't really have this bigger sense of direction. And I think I was really, really wanting this bigger sense of direction for my life, in my early 20s. And I just felt so lost and confused. And I wasn't dreaming at all. I was almost scared to dream. And here's where I feel like I've started learning how to dream again. I realized that by stating my dreams and using those I have done this and all that, I was triggering a really fearful state of myself that I wouldn't do it. Because what happens when you don't succeed at your dream? You make yourself feel bad. You talk down to yourself. You're really mean to yourself. You feel like you could have done better. And so all that stuff was happening when I would say oh, I want to do something. And then if it failed in some way, I would feel so bad for, and even worse, that I even tried or stated oh, this is what I want to do, and I failed. Oh, that's weird. But I look at my dream journals from 18, and it's just so I'm gonna live in Australia, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And I don't ever remember myself making myself feel bad for not doing those things, because there's 90% of those things I did not do at all. But I just remember the excitement of coming up with that dream or something like that was really good for me. I felt giddy and excited. And I think that's what I really want out of dreaming. It's never about, or it's becoming. I've realized that it's not about the fact that you think you might be a better person to when you accomplish a dream, because that person is within you. Whoever you are when you have accomplished the dream is the same person you are now. You have access to all those possibilities. But I think that was it. I was feeling separate from the person that I pictured to accomplish said things. And that was what was really tripping me up, because I felt so far away from all the things that I truly, deeply wanted to do. And when I started bringing them closer and closer, I realized that so much of my life is actually so much of my dream life, really. And I just thought of all these other things that I could do to bring my reality closer. So much of me wanted a farm and stuff like that. And I was like, well, one big thing would be chickens. Why haven't I gotten chickens yet? I'm allowed to get chickens in my area. I it. It was just the mental note stopping me from saying oh, I don't have a farm. I don't know. Now I have 6 beautiful babies, and I just brought that reality so much closer to myself, because I stopped being in my way, thinking that I needed to be a different person that accomplished different things in order to get what I wanted. I mean, same with even just different farm style, I guess, like not content, farm style, like lifestyle is what I meant to say. Like cooking from scratch and doing all these things. It's like, I already actually do that. I already like make pasta from scratch a lot, and I'm started to make bread and this and that. And like, that's what I feel like I would be doing if I lived on a farm. So what, like, it was just like bringing it all as close as you can to your present reality. And I just feel like it's allowed me to dream again, because I also know that I'm not going to be mean to myself if I don't accomplish something. I don't think, I've just realized it's not in the accomplishment. It's who do I become when I'm working towards this dream. And I feel like that's a whole other thing, because this isn't really about like the actual process of working towards a goal. It's literally just about the act of dreaming. And I just like probably from 20 to like 25 blocked myself from dreaming at all, because I was just afraid that I would be so mean to myself when I came back to reality and tried to work towards things and be like, "Oh, who are you to even like wish for that or do that?" And now it's like, who am I not to? Like, who are you not to write a movie or write a book or try different filming things or figure out how to edit a video or like figure out how to make pasta from scratch, or I don't know, paint your shed or build a chicken coop, or like whatever it is. It's not even those things really. Like, I'm thinking really big. And it's not even that I like want to go write a movie or want, but I feel like I could now. Or I let myself have access to the version of me that has done that potentially. And how would I feel if I did that? And it's just allowing me to like approach every day like bigger than life lately. And I just really have been enjoying that, and like enjoying being able to dream and remembering that I used to dream so much, and it was never about the goal or like actually putting like this pen to paper list of, I feel like once you get serious about a dream, you can write out your list, work towards it every day, become the person you want to be to make that reality happen, and that's beautiful. But there's something so nice about sitting in a daydream and like thinking about all these different things that you could do, and then letting it go, like not really attaching to it, or like just letting yourself feel that excitement, even though like, I'm not gonna move to Europe, when like that childhood sense of wonder and inner child just like daydreaming goes away, is when you're like, oh, I always have to be thinking about all of my responsibilities and all of the things that I need to be doing, and that's just not true. um, and it's actually really beneficial to your everyday life to sit down and dream a little, or take a walk and dream a little, or wherever you do it. I feel like that's kind of my little daily, not even daily, weekly little chat. I have been doing morning pages a lot recently, and that has really been helping me not only dream and get bubbly, because I feel like I can just say whatever. It's mostly not to-do lists, but just like, I woke up and I felt overwhelmed because X, Y, and Z. Like, it's like train of thought, and that's not my train of thought every morning, but I started reading The Artist's Way, which I think I'm gonna try to start at the beginning of the year. I'm not really sure. Maybe December, but it's like a 12-week book kind of course thing. But the very first intro chapter is the only one I've read, and she talks about the morning pages, which I'm sure, I feel like I've seen them everywhere. I just never really knew what they were, but you write like 3 pages a day, first thing or in the morning sometime, and it's like supposed to be your train of thought, and don't judge it, don't question it, but just let it go. And the author mentioned how she does it to get to the other side, and so it's supposed to kind of clear your head of like all the things you're anxious about or worried about or just thinking about or obsessing over. And it can turn into art. Like, I wrote a poem one morning that I thought of right before I went to sleep, so that was nice. But for the most part, it's just really train of thought, and it's so that you can like kind of get all that out and then let your creative brain sort of flourish for the rest of the day, because you were able to get all the like busy thoughts sort of out of the way. And I've just had a lot of different tasks lately, and I'm in a very busy season of life. So it's been really helpful to just write all that down and like not let it be taking up my brain space. And that has allowed me to dream a lot. So, yeah, that's kind of how I circled back to dreaming again, not being mad at yourself when your dreams don't come true, like letting it just, like, I don't know, I feel like I don't even think of me. Like, if I was a person who wanted to move to Cambodia, how cool would that be? What would I do? If I was a person who went on a book tour across the world, like, what would I do? What sort of venues would I get? What musical act would I have before I would go and like read or something like that? And I don't know, just like daydreaming of those. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but it's just fun to think about it when you can capture that feeling of like, oh, that would be so cool. I feel like really driving that home or driving that to the next project or just your daily energy, really beneficial for the good little brain. So, but that's me, a Pisces, telling you to daydream. So, yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I hope that you have had a good week, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.